Hello, everybody. We're on the fifth section on this course. We're going to talk about unit of work in this section. The unit of work is one of the best repository patterns in the world. And the main question is, what is a repository? The repository is a class that will handle all CRUD operations to an entity, such as get entity, insert entity, update entity, or delete entity. And we have two kinds of repositories, the specific repositories and the generic repositories. The specific repositories are repositories that we generate them for each entity one by one. But the generic repositories are the repositories that we create them just one time, and they can be a generic type of any entity. As we work on clean architecture, we just use generic repositories pattern, and one of the best is UnitOfWork. The second reason that why did I choose UnitOfWork pattern is that the UnitOfWork is a single transaction. That means when you want to do a process in your application, that process needs multiple operations. I mean the CRUD operations such as insert, delete, or update. The unit of work does all of them in a single transaction. So these are the reasons that why did I choose unit of work repository pattern for our project. Okay, let's go to the code. As you see, I have two interfaces in my infrastructure layer with names iGeneric repository and iUnitOfWork. In iGeneric repository interface, I just defined all of my CRUD operations. And in iUnitOfWork interface, I just created a property for each database model here. And also, we would have the save method here. Don't forget that your iUnitOfWork interface should inherit from iDisposable. It means that when the unit of work job is done, the garbage collector can come in and fill up the unmanaged resources that unit of work made them busy. After this step, you can implement your interfaces just like I did in my DAL layer, the generic repository and the unit of work. Okay, we are done with unit of work implementation. The last step is introducing our unit of work service to our application. For this one, I created a unit of work config class in the IOC layer, and I just called add scope method. This method tells to the application, create your instances from unit of work whenever I called unit of work. And after this, I just call this method in my end layer. That here is API layer. Go to program.cs, and I just called my method here, just like previous steps that I called add database config. Okay, we are done in this section. In the next section, I will talk about implementing BL layer. Follow me on the next sections.